It is the Zach Sang Show. We got Dan, Heather, and we have Rachel Crow.
Hey!
Hanging out on the couch. Hello, friend.
Hello, friend.
How you feeling?
Good. I've missed you since a few days ago.
I know. You did your first radio room, and our company does these radio rooms around the Grammys, AMAs, Billboard Music Awards, and it's like just a whole bunch of radio stations in one room, and just artists come by.
It's awesome.
Yeah, you kicked butt on your first one.
Thanks, man. It was so much fun. I did not expect it to be so much fun, but it was cool because I met so many people from around the country, and it was fun. It was like teleporting from city to city.
From spot to spot.
I'm here.
All in one room.
Yeah, it was
all
great.
of America.
I had a blast.
But the real reason you were doing the room was because Dime is your current single.
It is.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so proud of that song. It's been such a long time coming, and I was just like, let's do this.
When did you cut the song?
2 years ago.
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah. I've done different things to it over the years and redone some vocals over, things that I wanted differently. But 2 years ago was when this song was written.
And why was the time now?
I think I've just grown a lot, and that song kind of stayed relevant to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think 2 years, from 17 years old to 19 seems so short, but for me it was there's such a difference from who I am now, and I don't know, I think this song is really special, and I did it with the AJR brothers, who are dope, and I love them, and we had a blast making it, and yeah.
Biggest difference between Rachel 2 years ago to Rachel now?
Maturity, I think. I think everybody matures a lot in those years. I think I'm definitely less annoying, I hope.
I don't think you were ever annoying.
Thank you. This is why we're true homies. We'll see. You're right. You're definitely right.
What is the biggest thing you've learned since being 13 auditioning for the X Factor?
To believe in myself and my abilities, because a lot of what people tell me has steered me wrong in the past. And so when I really follow what I want in my heart and what I believe is right for myself, that's always what comes first.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
Being true. And I can imagine at that moment, right? There's so many different cooks in the kitchen
it's insane.
Rachel Crow.
Yeah, it was wild. I mean, to be 13 and to have a team of 20 people kind of telling you where to go and what to do. It was insane. It was great. It was a great time in my life, but also I definitely took a little bit of time off in 2013, 2014, just to kind of breathe and figure myself out, and it was definitely much needed.
You came off hot, man, because you made some serious impact when you were on the X Factor.
Thank you. Yeah, it was insane.
Dude, Simon Cowell saying right there after you sang Mercy that remember the name Rachel Crow. L.A. Reid saying he signs artists that have every quality that you just had.
Yeah, that was really, it's funny now because I hope they see what's going on, and I hope they hear the song, and I hope that, what they envision for me is going to hopefully happen.
Does it kind of after you left the X Factor, Psycho was still involved, right?
Yeah.
A little bit, because they brought you over to Nickelodeon, and that's when we met.
Yes.
What was it like after that? I mean, you came in 5th. Nicole Scherzinger was she was the reason why you didn't make it through.
No, she was not. I think, honestly, the reason I didn't make it was just, fan voted, and that's totally okay. And it couldn't have been for better. And I'm really glad that honestly, I'm glad that I didn't win the show. I was so young, and looking back, I don't regret anything that happened, but I was little, and when you're on a show like that, you really have to grow up kind of fast.
Yeah.
And I have nothing but, positive vibes towards that show, and I'm very thankful for what it gave me.
Besides the obvious $5 million payday, right?
Money. Money. Who needs it?
Would anything really be different, you think, in your career right now? If you won?
No. Maybe. I don't know. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think one thing would be different.
I think you would still be on the same exact path that you're on now.
And I don't think anything would be better. So I think I'm very happy with where I am and how and what part I had in that show, and I'm happy to kind of be moved on from it now.
You etched X Factor history. I really believe that. Seriously, I really think Mercy was one of the greatest competition singing shows auditions I've ever seen.
I don't know. I just I'm still the same height, and I think it was interesting for a little kid to get up there and sing a song like that, because you don't expect it, and I think that's the reason it was successful.
If I Were a Boy, I think was your most defining performance on the X Factor.
That's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Dude. The emotion and the pain on your face when you look into camera or wherever you're looking. Like, I don't know. Who in that moment, could you even think back and tell me who you were performing to?
It's weird because people ask me this question a lot. Like, how, as a 13-year-old, did you feel that much emotion from that song and what that song is about? And I still don't know to this day. Like, obviously, now I'm older. I've had relationships and breakups and things like that. So you can be like, oh, yeah, that's why I was feeling it. But then I was 13 years old. Like, I thought boys had cooties. You know what I mean? So amen, sister. Okay. But no, I definitely don't know. I think when I sing, I become a different person, and I definitely feel the emotions that the song is about. And so, especially when I'm making music now, when I'm in the studio, it's really great for me to be able to put my experiences almost on paper and sing them, because I have so much feeling towards those. Because the feeling that I have towards other people's music, that's tenfold to what I feel when I sing my own.
Yeah. So, Dime.
Yes.
Did you have a part in writing it? Was it all
I co-wrote it, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've put my foot down and I co-write all my songs, because I realized when I was younger that I didn't like not having control over what my songs were about, and I didn't like not writing them and like feeling weird about it. And I did write Mean Girls, which was great. But
that was
after
a really good record.
that, I didn't realize, like, when I was little, I would like write little songs or whatever, but I wasn't a songwriter. And then I did Mean Girls, and I realized how much I loved doing that. And then I was like, never again will I, I just want to make all of my music organically with people and have every say in every part of it, because it's not authentic if you don't do that. And it's important for me and for people who listen to my music to see the authenticity in that, and to feel like I'm being honest and just kind of like laying it all out there for them.
Which, by the way, like, that's not an easy thing to fight for.
No,
right?
It's not in this industry. So, but luckily I have the most amazing record label, S-Curve. Shout out. I love them.
Very good people.
They're my favorite, and they honestly are so supportive of everything that I ask and that I want to do, and they listen to my ideas, and they give me, a huge creative input, because I feel like that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's you.
Yeah.
It's not just your name, but it's your life attached to it too.
Exactly. So it's been a dream.
It would make sense for them to listen to you.
It would.
So working with Jack and Ryan.
Yes.
Okay.
Homies.
Where is the song created? New York, LA?
LA.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it at a studio in Burbank, and it's funny, I work there a lot now, so it's like a memory. I work in like the same exact room too, so I walk in like, but it was really fun. We met that day. I had heard about them. We had like kind of talked, because we were gonna get in the studio, so you gotta like know the people, and
of course.
And they're on my label, so that's mainly the reason that the session got set up. And my label head was like, I think this is going to be great. I think it's going to be awesome. You should just get in there. And I was like, okay, kind of like, that sounds fine. And I go in, and they're like so funny, and like, they have my like awkward sense of humor, so it was really fun. And we just wrote the song, and there was another guy named Matt Parad who co-wrote it with us as well, and we all just kind of like jammed. He got out his guitar, and we kind of were like feeling the vibes, and like the first version of Dime is so different from what you hear. It was like funky. It was definitely more Bruno-esque, because often I get compared to like the female version of him,
which is not a bad thing.
No, it's the best thing ever. It's definitely the height.
The height, yeah.
I love him. It's the height, and I don't know. We I know him actually, and we've talked a lot. And he once told me, I ran into him at Pins, and I was like, "What's up, homie?" And he was like, "Rachel, it was really cool." I was like, "You knew my name again," and it was great.
What?
Yeah.
How'd you first meet Bruno Mars?
X Factor. He asked to meet me after one of the shows personally, and I went back and I was like, you know what I mean? Like shaking.
How'd you not vomit on him?
I held it back. I had to like swallow and then be like, hi, I'm Rachel. But no, he's like the nicest guy. And so I saw him at Pins, and he told me to quit being a kid and get to work. And I was 14. And I was like, okay. Like, I understood what that meant. And I was like, you got it, dude. And so when Dime came out, I was like, I hope he hears it sometime and like likes the song and thinks it's good. You know what I mean? I need the Bruno approval.
Do you need the approval, or would you rather have notes from Bruno?
Ooh, good question. Probably both. Like, great track, kid. Here's a few notes as well.
So then you learn.
Because you learn. But also, if he said great track, I'd be like, I learned something from what you told me before. Give me an A+.
So when you were 14, it was post X Factor.
Yes.
It was probably right before you signed to Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
or right around the time.
Yeah.
Well, nothing. You were on a ton of different Nickelodeon shows.
I was.
Like a lot, from like the Fred show to Brain Surge.
Yeah.
But they were supposed to give you
Fred
your own.
was interesting.
Yeah, how was that?
Like, you know, sometimes in parts of your life that like you love the people on the show, but you kind of want to block it out because like the outfits that they put you in were terrible. Like that's my connection to Fred. Even though I love you, Lucas.
Yeah, where is he?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. He has a dope YouTube show though, like a YouTube channel.
Does he?
Yeah, I love him.
I got to check that out.
He's a great guy. He's so sweet.
He was always really nice.
He's a really good person.
Yeah. I've been watching him on YouTube since I was,
Yeah,
way
me too.
too young.
That was what's funny when I was like, I'm on the Fred show. I was like, whoa, I watched you, dude. I'm a fan.
I was like 13 or 14 watching his videos. Like, oh my god, he's been doing that forever.
Yeah, he's awesome.
What was I gonna say? You were supposed to have a variety show.
Yeah, and we did it. We did a pilot for it.
And
it was awesome. But it just didn't get picked up, which is okay. That happens.
we were also supposed to host a Kids Choice Awards pre-show together.
Yeah, and then like the night before, like
something happened.
Day before, it wasn't even me. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna switch it up, and it's like gonna be a thing." And I was like, "Okay."
I was ready to co-host with you.
I could have done this. It's fine. I don't think I was as well prepared as I should have been, but it wasn't because of that. It was like some other thing. Did somebody else host with you?
No, it was me, Danielle Monet, and Jeff Sutphin.
And it was for E, right?
No.
Is that the day that they were like, "Oh, E Entertainment's gonna do it"?
They did a carpet, and then Nickelodeon did a carpet, right? So our carpet was online, and then interstitially on TV. And then the full carpet was on E.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I was prepared because
I know, me too. I was excited.
You're in,
but we
scripts
still
and
got to
breakdowns.
hang out because there's definitely videos of us as fetuses.
Oh
on
my
the
god,
red carpet.
on the carpet in that party. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon was cool. Did you learn a lot from that experience?
I did. I learned a lot about myself, and
Yeah.
and I learned a lot about how to work in TV and
Yes.
film. I learned a lot about like how to handle myself and how to learn lines quickly and that kind of stuff. So it definitely set me up better for the acting.
Your Netflix project.
Yes.
You have two technically, right?
I do.
You're the voice on an animated show.
Yes, I am.
But you're also in. The name is escaping me, but you're stealing a train.
Yes, Deidre and Lainey rob a train.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, you're right. You were very close.
I've watched.
It's okay. It's such a long title and nobody gets it, so it's fine. Like, it's no problem. Because it's funny for me to say. I just say it really fast and people are like, "What? What did you say?" I'm like, Deidre and Lainey rob a train. And they're like, "What?"
The moral of the story is you literally rob a train.
Literally.
But your sister
several
does.
times. Me too.
Yeah, you. But
Yeah.
like it's her idea.
It's her plan, and then I'm little sister, so I'm like, okay,
Let's do it.
It's a little bit more complex than that, but that's pretty much the gist. She's like, "Let's rob a train," and I'm like, "Cool." Actually, I'm like, "Wait, what? No!" And then she's like, "Please," and I'm like, "Okay." And then
That's the movie.
We rob a train a few times, and then I get arrested, and it's awesome.
You don't even need to watch anymore. You know the
Nope.
whole movie now.
Actually, I didn't leave the end, so you have to watch for the
Oh,
end.
wow. That's a tease.
Cool. You don't know what happens. You don't know if I end up going to jail. You don't know if I don't. See, you gotta watch it.
Wow.
Best movie though. Such a great film.
How many songs do you have written right now?
Oh my gosh.
Like how many are written, then how many are produced? Like as options for an album?
Oh, how many are just like ready to go?
Yeah.
Oh, like 15.
Okay.
Probably that would like we could release today and people wouldn't be like, "Oh, that doesn't sound like a like, you know what I mean?"
Yes, I get it.
That
That's a healthy amount.
But nothing that I would just be like, "Here," cuz I'm Rachel and I'm a perfectionist. So, I have to work on things, but there are definitely a few things that I'm hoping to release like fairly quickly, like, summer, end of summer.
And every song is a co-write.
Oh yeah, or me writing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the songs you're writing alone.
Yeah.
Where are you doing that?
I go into the studio still. So what it's like is like, because I'm not necessarily a producer yet, because I am not very good on the whole computer thing. I can point to the sounds and be like, "That one, put that in." So I'm working on it. I just got like the Akai beat pad thing, and I'm like really excited to mess with it.
Sweet.
But I usually have a producer in the room with me, and if it's by myself, like Solo, the one I wrote, that's funny because I wrote Solo.
Yeah.
I just realized that after I've been talking about it for so long.
Puns are fun.
Puns are so fun. But yeah, it's called Solo, and I wrote that for the film. And the only reason it wouldn't technically be a solo written song by me is because there's a rapper, and he wrote his rap.
Oh, cool.
His name is Matt Allen. He's dope. But yeah, but I wrote like the whole song and it was like, "Hey, I need you to put a little flavor on it. Can you do that? And he did.
And where is this inspiration coming from? Because I mean, are you dating? Are you?
The inspiration from Solo isn't about a relationship necessarily. Solo came from the movie because my character in the movie is very dynamic. She's the most dynamic character in the film because she starts really, she doesn't have very much self-esteem, and then she peaks and she's the best thing ever, and then she kind of levels out and becomes like a really humbled but really cool person who has self-confidence. And so Solo was about her saying, I'm gonna go solo and I'm gonna do things my way and I believe in myself. That was kind of what Solo was about. But yes, I have had relationships and breakups, and I even have a song that's called Dishonest that's like about specifically one person, like, and you know what I mean, like you as a teenager, you go through things and you're dating and it's new and you get your heart broken, and it's like the normal part of life. And so that's kind of where a lot of inspiration stems, obviously. But sometimes I like to write about real issues that are going on in the world, and it just depends. My inspiration, sometimes I'll wake up with an idea and be like, I have to make this today, or I'll be walking down the street and be like, oh my gosh, a lyric, let's make a song around that. You know what I mean?
How are you meeting people when you're dating? What do you do?
It's weird because I meet people at like I met someone at Sundance and we dated for a minute, and then we broke up, and then I dated. I met somebody like DM'd me and I answered it. That was dumb.
Whoa.
Like bad plan. I mean, he was like verified and stuff, but
So then it's okay.
so weird. Like, why did I do that?
Is he a
You know what I
celebrity
mean?
because he's verified?
No, I don't think so.
To be honest, they just hand out those blue check marks.
I know. See, so you
Dan
can never
has
tell.
one.
So I learned my lesson. That was a long time ago. But yeah, so you just meet people. Like, it's hard in our industry
Yeah, it is.
to like meet people, and sometimes you meet them when you go to different events or.
So Tinder is not your style.
No, homie.
I don't know, man.
Like what? No, not today.
Tinder gives you a nice wide net to cast.
But I feel like Tinder is for one thing.
No.
I'm a relationship chick, yo.
So, that's all I want in life, but
See?
I've
So you
turned to
gotta
Tinder.
go on to Tinder.
What about Nick Young? Explain that tweet.
Yo, this happened to me, and it was so weird. Okay, you are awesome. Okay, I have to tell the story now.
I have this
So,
screenshotted.
I actually was going to like a setup because my friend, do you guys know Greg Sulkin at all?
Yes.
Yes.
So he was like, hey, I am setting you up. And I was like, okay. So I go. And I meet this guy once, and he's super sweet, and so we like hang out, and then he invited me to the Improv, where, fun fact, I used to perform a lot before X Factor when I was little. I was in like a child comedy thing. It was awesome.
We'll get there in a second.
We will. So anyway, I go to the Improv, but he told me it was at the Groundlings Theater, because sometimes they have shows there too, so which is only a mile away. So I'm outside Groundlings, like with all of my stuff, like calling him. I look like the weirdest person. I'm like, heels on, like purse, jacket over my shoulder, like, where are you?
You're just ready to date.
I just look wild right now, like it was weird. And so then I see this group of like guys. Oh, hey, professional, turn off your phone sound, Rachel. Okay. So anyway, I see like group of guys walking down the street, and I was like, whoa, like 20 people. I was like nervous about it. I was like, because I look so lost and they're going to talk to me. So they all start catcalling me.
Oh.
And I was like, this is so weird and unfair. I was like, leave me alone. And so they were all like, Shawty, you lost? Like all this stuff.
Jeez.
And I was like, no, move along, boys. Like I was trying. I was like, I am tough. I have ninja skills. So they all walk past me, and like this super tall guy turns around, and it's Nick Young. And I was like, I'm not gonna let him know that I know who he is. So he walks over, he's like, hey, are you lost? And I was like, no.
Wow.
Whoa.
And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yes. And he's like, well, what's your name? And I was like, Rachel. And he was like, Rachel, well, you want to come with us? I was like, no thanks.
Yeah, right.
Have a good day. Walk along. Your homies are leaving you. Like, bye. It was so weird. And then I was like, I have to tweet this. Like, this is the weirdest experience, because you would think like Nick Young would not just try and
no,
take
that's
you to
how-
some restaurant on the street.
I'm telling you, that's how he picks up his women, right?
Wild.
He just walks down the street, he sees somebody, he goes, "You want to join my
But
posse?"
most girls,
and women say yes.
That's my point. Most girls would be like, "Oh my God, it's Nick Young," but I
They
was
would
like,
join?
"No, sir."
Yeah, but then you tagged him in a tweet, so he knows
Exactly.
it was you.
That was the point. Because I was like, "This is what you did, homie."
She wanted to make
everybody
it
knows.
clear that
Exactly.
she knows.
That I knew who he was, but I
Yes.
still said no.
Yeah, that
'cause
didn't work out
empowered.
for Iggy Azalea, so don't get involved in that.
Yeah, listen.
Yo.
This is why I said move on.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw that Instagram because you posted on your Insta story,
yeah.
and I was Iggy came in that day, and I was
Really?
this close to bringing it up to her.
No,
Like,
no,
I
no, no,
couldn't.
no, 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 no.
Dude,
That would have
I
been
know.
so awkward. I don't want to beef with Iggy. I like Iggy.
Yeah, I don't think
she's dope.
Yeah, I didn't want to cause any beef, but also
Yeah.
like I didn't,
Well, it wouldn't have because I said bye bye.
That's right.
She would
and
have been
she's
like,
so
yes,
done
girl.
with him. He's
See?
trash.
Well, I don't know about all that. I'm not trying to cause beef with Nick Young either, but it was definitely
Okay.
a funny experience for me.
Okay.
It was hilarious.
That's
Yeah,
great.
It was a good time.
Who was the date with?
I'm not telling you.
Anyone we would even know?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want to tell you.
You date in some nice circles.
I mean, I don't know.
Friends with Greg Sulkin, you know?
I love him. He's a sweet guy.
Nice
He's
little
really funny.
MTV, young
Yeah,
teen
the homie.
actor clique.
Yeah, he's
we
the
got
homie.
here.
Well, my very closest friend is Joey King. So
Oh, she's a
I'm
good egg.
obsessed with her. She is the best egg.
Yeah.
That is such a good way to describe her.
Yeah.
My mom is like in love with Joey.
She's really
the best
cool.
person.
All right, she was in Ramona and Beezus. That was the first time we met her.
Yep,
Yeah.
baby girl.
How'd you meet her?
I was at a Just Jared event. And I walked up to her and I said, "Hi, I'm Rachel, and I think that you're like the best actress of our time, and you're awesome." And she was like, "Well, I think you're the best singer." And I was like, "You know who I am?" Like, it was a huge moment, and we became friends right there. I went in the photo booth, and then it was history. This was like 2 years ago.
Wait, look at your Just Jared lifestyle, though. I saw you go to
Yo,
Coachella on a private jet.
Right? We went to Coachella with Jared because I found out, like, after I got my ticket, I was like, "Oh my God, I forgot that Joey's going." I kind of forgot because I was like, "Oh, by the way, you're doing this too." And so I was like, how are you getting there? Like, where are you staying? Like, should we all do this together? Because it's weird to go to Coachella alone.
Yes.
And I didn't have anybody to go with. And, I'm already having trouble on the street, so I might have some trouble in Coachella. So I was like, I don't want to go alone. And so we went, and it was cool. The private jet gave us a free ride for tweeting. And I was like, shout out. It was awesome.
You can't beat that with a stick.
It was the funnest.
That's
It was like
great.
Jet X Suites or something.
What a great life you have,
Yeah,
where you
it
could
was
just tweet
awesome.
and get a free
It was
ride on a jet.
I think it was more Joey tweeting and Jared, but I did it too to feel like I should.
feel part of
you,
it.
you, you
Yeah.
contribute.
Feel like I was doing something.
Yeah, I'll try that later and see what happens.
Yes.
I read online that the first time you
I
sang, the first time you sang was when you were 18 months old. Is that
Yes.
true? Mm-hmm. How do you form words then?
I have no idea. I was a weird child. Like when, because I'm adopted. So when my dad loves this story because it's like really cute. But when they first walked in to the foster home to meet me, I was like bouncing in a baby bouncer, and I looked up at my dad. I was 6 months old, and I said hi. And he was like, "Okay,
That's the one.
my baby," So he loves that story.
Cute.
Yeah, and so my mom and dad, like, I think about it. I did grow up around a lot of music, because my dad loved like, heavy rock music. Like he loved, Guns N' Roses, who I saw last year at Coachella, and that was awesome. And so my mom was listening to Breathe by Faith Hill, because I also listened to a lot of country when I was little because I was from Colorado. And I would like scream it in the back of the car at 18 months old, like, just breathe, like hit those notes as a baby, do my
Yes.
best. I don't even think vocal cords are like formed then,
No.
but like I did okay.
18 months.
You got to get it in, you got to sing.
I couldn't read till I was like 10. So the fact that you were able to sing at 18 months is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I music, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I try and say, like, I think sometimes people have a choice who are singers or artists, like, they want to do music today, or they think they'll sing today, and some of them are really great at it. But for me and for other people that I know, like probably like the Brunos and the Etta James, like, I don't think it's a choice. I think it's more embedded in your soul, and you just have this endless drive to do that one thing, and that's how I've always been.
Is your endless drive to sing, or is your endless drive to create musical art?
To create musical art, for
So it's
sure.
a combination.
Yeah, I love singing, but I want but I want to touch people with that. I think I could sing any song and people would like it, but with my music, my goal is to touch people. You know, some of my favorite songs are some of everybody's favorite songs, obviously, not to sound like weirdly cliche, but like I feel like I'd Rather Go Blind is my favorite song of all time to sing because there's so much feeling in that. And just like I Have Nothing, Whitney Houston, like those are such powerful even titles, and I think my soul gets touched by that. And when I just today watched a video of Chance the Rapper, and he did a medley of all of his music, and it's just like a choir and gospel, and like the minute I turned it on, before anything even happened, I got chills because that's what I crave to give people.
Yeah.
You know? So
that's amazing.
We'll see. One day.
You do embody the lyrics though. Like I feel like you're incredibly empathetic. Like when you're singing those lyrics, like you can tell. Well, like we were talking about If I Were a Boy, you know?
Yeah. I feel a lot, which is also like not great because I cry all the time. But it's like, I get that I'm a 19-year-old girl, but like, hold off. I don't need to cry this much.
Yeah.
It's a lot to be my age right now.
How often are we crying?
Like emotions. Just like sometimes if you see like something really cute or like that touches you like in a video or in person, you just like tear up, you know? You get it?
Oh,
See,
yeah.
it's a lot.
I cried before you came in. I watched your audition, and when you go in your kneeing a bathroom thing, how many times have I told you that's like one of my favorite moments?
You know,
ever.
I have my own bathroom and my own house. I live in the guest house of my like main house now.
That's all you wanted.
It's very great. That sounds really like a big. It's not big. It's small. It's tiny and like.
But it's your own.
It's my own, and it's tiny like me.
Come on.
It's like my little place. Everybody that has ever walked in has been like, "Wow, this is so you." Like, you know, because it's pretty funny. So.
And you're dating celebrities, and you have new music.
I mean, I don't know about dating celebrities.
Nick Young's hitting on you.
I mean, that's not dating. That's just like a little uncomfortable.
To be honest, if that happened to me, like I would be telling everybody.
I have. Like, guess what happened?
Yeah.
I tweeted it. It's like, this is cool, but also like, please stop. I'm uncomfortable. You know?
Gross.
See, I want to say,
got
it is gross that like women would go and that he would go to those like those lengths to get somebody into his zone.
I mean,
I
maybe
guess.
he's just confident in his abilities, but I'm sorry, buddy. Like, not my thing.
He's Nick Young, man.
You know, he's dope.
Do we have
got his basketball thing going?
Do we have an EP or an album coming?
Hopefully. I hope so.
Hopefully. I mean, you
I
got
don't know
15
which
songs
one.
ready to go.
I know. Let's just do this. No.
So there's no word on which one.
No. Not that I know of. So we'll
Cool.
see. We'll see which way I want to go. We'll see how many songs. I think it really, honestly, like depends on how many songs that I'm willing to put out at one time. Ooh.
I mean, now the music, the industry's changing a little bit. People
I know.
consume music real quick.
I
so.
know, and I was nervous because like for a few years there, nobody was buying albums, but like when important things are dropped, like the Kendrick album is my life, and that's all I listen to right now. But when people drop things, I think people listen sometimes because I don't know. He has a lot of like politically driven songs on that album, and just I feel like he just has a lot of great music, and I feel like when people hear great music, they want a lot of it. So
Yeah.
maybe they'll feel that way about mine.
You're kind of politically driven a little bit too.
I am.
You're vocal.
Yeah, I'm vocal. I'm like, excuse me, what are we doing, world? Like, everything that's gone on in the last few days has really been awful, and I just don't understand the level of hate of some people, but
It's,
you know.
yeah.
it's life. So all we can do is create, and hopefully that'll do the rest and help and do as much as you can as a human being to help and be kind to other people.
It's really a shame.
Yeah, it's really
But
it's awful. So.
What is on your mind, Dan? Anything?
No, I just love how you have the confidence to sing a song where you call yourself a dime.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, I think dime has two meanings. I think dime can be taken in a really positive way and a really negative way. And I wanted to kind of reclaim it because if you like Google it, you looked at me funny, Google it, it's kind of wild sometimes. I'm like, excuse me?
A dime is a 10 out of 10.
I know, but sometimes it's like somebody who thinks that they're the best person and everybody else is terrible. And I'm like, that's not what I wanted. And it's definitely, in my opinion, can be gender neutral because you can be a dime of a human being. Like, and to me, dime means it's your favorite person. It's the person that fights for you, and it's an incredible person. It's somebody who's self-confident and empowered. And I wanted people to hear that from me because I have definitely had my moments, and on TV even, like of the lowest confidence possible, and of feeling really down on myself. And so, you know, finding myself these last few years, I really wanted to put out kind of almost an anthem, like for people to be like, hey, I'm a dime, but I'm not yours. I'm mine. You know what I mean?
And I think you do that.
Thanks, man.
And I also think that that definition of dime has kind of like reaffirmed what I believe. When you go to somebody, you go, what is this person? Like, what out of 10? Mm-hmm. When I'm judging somebody, I judge them based on everything, not just appearance.
Exactly. That's
I
the
find
point.
myself getting into a debate constantly saying that if, when you go to somebody, like I hooked my friend up the other day, and he goes, you hooked me up with a 7 out of 10. And I'm like, dude.
What?
No, I hooked you up with a 9 out of 10 if you judge it based on every other criteria beyond appearances.
Well, besides that, like, I feel like dime is less about like 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? I think it's just so much about, like you said, like the overall person. It doesn't, Your appearance doesn't matter. In my opinion, everybody is beautiful, and I think everybody is unique. And if we were all supposed to look the same, we would have. It's interesting to me, like, to hear people's different way of how they think dime is and what they think it means, and pretty much everything positive that people say is what I wanted them to get out of it.
Does interpretation of your art make you nervous?
Yes. Yeah. That's why I was so nervous for it to come out, because I was like, what if nobody liked me? You know what I mean? Like, that's the age old, like, what if I'm a failure? But everybody seems to be liking it, so I'm pretty proud of that. But yeah, but like dime is something that is special to me, just because, like, at first I didn't want to put it out. Like, I was like, I don't think this is like right. I don't know if this is what I want. I don't know if this is my particular sound. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you go through all of the checklists, and I was really nervous about it. And I didn't like the first few versions of the song. I was like, we need to change it. We need to change this. And I'm pretty sure Ryan was like hating me in these moments. He's like, Rachel, you need to chill. But I kept like changing it, and this is probably like the 8th version. I think I told you that the other day, but it's probably like the 8th version of the song. So I wanted it to be perfect, and I feel like it's as best as it can be, and I hope people can identify with it.
When you say, last question, when you say your sound, right, do you today even have a definition of what that sounds like?
It's hard for me because, and this sounds, I feel like it sounds kind of like cliche or weird, but it's hard for me because I love so many different types of music, and I feel like a lot of artists do.
Yeah.
But I think the best way to kind of identify who I am is almost like a female Bruno. You know what I mean? Like somebody who's kind of funky and fresh and fun and bubbly and loves to make music and is sassy and he like nicely calls people out in music, and I think that's I think so. And I think, like,
Michelle
you gotta
Pfeiffer
be a little
got a
sassy.
nice shout out. Yeah.
You gotta be a little sassy, and I hope that that really comes through in my music. And I have some, like, I've been in this very like vibey kind of place lately, like this SZA, like Kehlani, like those kind of like low down vibey songs. So I want to like almost just like
mash them.
Super, you know what I mean? I want that to happen, but I think those are like pretty good, judges of the music that I want to make. But it's all very different. It's all very me. It's all very, probably not a lot that you've heard before. So
cool.
Yeah.
Rachel Crow, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for hanging.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.